Here's the 3 biggest secrets or the 3 best pieces of advice you can get on how to get in shape and stay in shape in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. Tip number 1, build muscle. Because every pound of muscle that your body has burns about 50 calories every day. And that means it's going to be easier for you to lose weight, burn fat, if you have more muscle. It's really important to maintain a healthy body fat level. And I know there's a lot of information out there about running, and a lot of people think that running and cardio and treadmills and stair steppers and things like that are a good way to maintain a healthy body fat level. But if you've ever just Googled how many calories those activities actually use and how many calories it takes to burn a pound of fat, you realize that they're really not all that effective. Not nearly as effective as that 50 calories you get out of each pound of muscle just sitting there on your body. You know, another thing to think about is just how unhealthy some of the marathon runners, if you look at a lot of older long distance runners, they really don't look like, they look like maybe the only thing that they can do is run a long ways. They don't look like they could pick up anything that weighed more than 20 or 30 pounds because their muscles are atrophied. They're usually just a rack of bones with skin hanging off of them, or at least there's a lot of them that are just a rack of bones with skin hanging off of them. The cardiovascular part is important, but just enough so that you have good oxygen uptake and a good healthy resting heart rate when you're not engaged in physical activity. And you can probably achieve that with just 1 or 2, maybe even 3 times a week of some sort of cardiovascular activity that raises your heart rate and raises your breathing, your respiration level. Tip number 2, build more muscle. Because the more muscle you have, the longer you're going to be able to participate in all the activities that you consider normal daily activities, and even the extracurricular activities, because it's the muscle that helps support all of the movements of your body. More muscle is better. When you're in your teens and your 20s, you got enough hormones and enough activity level that you're probably even gaining a little bit of muscle without even trying. But once you hit your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond, things really start to change. And that old saying about use it or lose it really kicks in. Tip number 3, build more muscle. Because the quantity and quality of the activities you'll be able to participate in will be way better if you have a good foundation of solid muscle. So in case you haven't figured it out by now, the quantity and quality of muscle that you build and maintain over the years is going to be probably one of the most significant factors in just how engaged you can be in life in general, in all of the activities that we all consider normal day-to-day life. And then in addition to things, maybe the sports or fun things that you want to do, maybe you want to climb a mountain, maybe you have some other physical goals in mind, but that muscle base that you build and maintain and even grow over the years is going to have a huge impact on how much you're going to be able to accomplish with your body. I know this was a simplistic post, but it's a simplistic notion. Your muscles are what allows your body to move and to function. And it's important to keep them young and active by regular stimulation, because that's what's going to keep you young and active. So here's a little more detail to help flesh out what I think is the right way to do that, to stimulate those muscles so they will stay young and active. I think you should split your body up into 2 parts. My favorite split is chest, shoulders, and triceps on one day, legs, back, and biceps on another day. I call that a push-pull routine. It's pretty simple split. And that way you can train your body 3 to maybe 4 times per week, and that gives you plenty of adequate rest in between workout sessions. In other words, you could do legs, back, and biceps today, take a day off, do chest, shoulders, and triceps tomorrow, take another day off, come back to legs, back, and biceps. And that's given each one of those sets of muscles adequate time to rest and recover. And that's where growth occurs, is during the rest and recovery. So you don't need a whole bunch of equipment. It's nice to have, and it gives you a variety in your workout. But you can do all of this with just your body. And we'll use a push-up as an example. Again, you don't need a lot of equipment, but what you do need is you need the determination, the willpower, the discipline to push yourself to failure. In other words, you're going to start doing push-ups nice and slow and deliberate, and you're going to go until you cannot complete another push-up, until you cannot raise yourself back up off the floor one more time. That way your muscle has gone to failure, and it has to respond. It has to respond by growing, getting stronger in order to adapt to the stimulation that you just gave it. You're telling your muscle that you're wanting it to do something more than it's capable of currently. And when you do that, your muscles will respond by adapting and growing just a little bit. And each time you're stacking a win. You're stacking one little bit of growth onto another little bit of growth. 30, 60, 90 days down the road, you're going to see some of that growth happening. You're going to see the improvement. You're going to feel the improvement. You're going to be able to do more than what you were able to do when you first started. So once again, when it comes to your health and fitness, the mantra is a lot like the old real estate adage, location, location, location. But with your health and fitness, build muscle, build muscle, build muscle. Thanks for watching.